Opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome everyone to Allegiant Stadium. Time for teams to start making moves towards the postseason. Here we go in Week 11. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Another one for Gibbs. And he's dropped at the 37 after pushing this forward a bit. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Throwing now off play action. Lays out left side and gets it. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. And they're going to get up to it and spike it. That's going to stop the clock. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
after a good pickup. They've got 2nd and 4. From the 17. And the defender comes away with it. That's Deommodore Lenoir. And the Raiders will take over as he picks off his 10th pass of the season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Ridder looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it's gonna be 2nd down. Ridder setting up to throw. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Dobbs. And he's out of bounds after pushing just past the 40. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On 1st down, they'll run. Across midfield to the 45. And he's all the way down to the 32-yard line. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Back to throw now, it's Ridder. This finds Dobbs. And he goes out of bounds after getting them to the 7. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Now, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown! The Raiders have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Nate Hobbs in on that stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys. Not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Now he'll throw off the play fake. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. The defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
The Lions readying for the punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense. The worst time for a mistake defensively, and that awards them this 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. They go play action on 1st. That's complete to Bowers outright. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They'll run here on 1st down. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing here, Ritter. Toward Dobbs, but it's intercepted. And the Lions have it now on his 8th pick of the year. Well, Brock, they could have gone run to set up 3rd and short, or they could air it out and try for more. They picked the latter, and the coverage was ready for it.
Sure was, Kate, and this is why I play in this position. You've got to have a short memory. You must flush it. I love the decision to be aggressive. I always fall on that side of the coin, but when you throw a pick in that situation, such a manageable 2nd down, well, you got to learn from it, move on, and certainly flush it away.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Trayvon Merrick has it. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception to give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Devin White hauls him down.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Oh, he shovels it forward, complete. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I wish everybody had the opportunity to feel how fast that decision is made. With that RPO, it is a split second. And when you make the incorrect read, well, the play's busted up before it ever has a chance to start.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Ritter. He's still going at the 30. This gets the first and more. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returnable from the 1. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Motioning him from the slot right. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs, against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 23. Short pass brought in. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. First throw for the backup now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. From the gun, Goff. Finds a seam down the middle. 45 before he's brought down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Third and just 2 to go. Back to throw. That's the first down, and he's still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play, and that gives the Lions the first. Gibbs now from the gun. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
From the 21. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Detroit touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
They'll set up here for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Ritter to throw. Complete out to the right. And he reaches the 35 before going out. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They're set up at the 35 now. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Moore's got it. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Some early movement on the left side there, but was he the first to go, or was he provoked? They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Raiders first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Ridder looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Here's Ridder. The back grabs it. He has the touchdown. Dangerous route to have to defend, Brock. A lot of running backs are so good at sneaking behind defenders running that pattern.
And if you're going to find your back for a touchdown, Kate, this is the first route you'd expect. Get him a favorable matchup. This guy can flat out move. Send him out there, stress that coverage, and go deliver for 6.
Carlson now to add one more. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Oh, brother, it's another. Now he loses the ball. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They'll throw on first. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the Raiders get to it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Offense to the line for 2nd down. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Brought down by the veteran, Carlton Davis. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 27. Dump off caught by his back. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Looks like the Lions going with a dime set here, 3rd down. Up the middle, here goes White. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. Starts his return from the 23. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. And after the punch, the offense comes out onto the field. And the Lions will go on offense. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Play action on 1st down. Throw complete to Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. It was the rookie from LSU that time on the tackle.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
From the 37. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Dropping back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. pushes him back. Third down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge? There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. Maybe time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Got to figure out this third down here. Throwing from the gun here. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Raiders have it as he records his 7th interception of the season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. The defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought down by the veteran Carlton Davis. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Design bootleg here. Brought in right side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing here, Ritter. Taken in by Dobbs. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Given 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Vegas first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he is able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 38. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Still inches to go on 3rd down. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Certainly dropped these quarterback keepers anticipating a whole lot more yardage, but I think it could be overlooked there since they did pick up the first down. If anything, they can see what kept it to a small gain over there on the sidelines, and they'll come back to it on the next set of downs.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. In the middle holes, they don't get anything on the run. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Got a man, Bowers has it. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought down by Rodney Thomas. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a two-score game to begin the fourth. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Back to throw now, it's Ritter. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Ritter. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Well, if nothing else, that proves they're not afraid to take a shot on any given snap. And with enough looks, eventually, one's going to connect.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They'll throw it again. And in for the touchdown. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders stretch their lead to 21. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion. Clean breakup on that throw. And it sets up 2nd down.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there swatting the incompletion.
Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
3rd and long for him here. And they pick him off again. And the Raiders get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
I don't know how many you could have next to you, Kate, that have been in this spot before, okay? I have thrown 5 interceptions in the game. It happened to be a rivalry game back in college. It was one of the most humbling, horrific experiences of my life. Please, Coach, take this player out. We do not need to see another interception added to his ledger.
1st and 10 from the 41. A give now from the gun. And he's able to get this down to the 36. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
From the 36. Hits his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Now Ritter. Completed to his running back. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for Raiders first.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Ritter setting up to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Running back sent in motion. Ritter looking to throw. And he drops it in the end zone. The look was there on 3rd down, but instead it's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. Celebrating a decade in the NFL, he sent it through. And the advantage now sits at 24.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returnable from the 1. And he'll be out of bounds after a tough return. Offense looking at its own 17 to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And they pick him off again. And the Raiders have it again after yet another interception.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
They go play action on 1st. He's got it at the 5. Touchdown. Ooh, baby, Brock. This one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders grow their lead yet again. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A give to Gibbs. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Running it with Gibbs. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down. Offense up to the line fast. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. Here he is on 3rd and long. Into the hands of Gibbs. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Lions just want to get out of here with how this one is gone. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds a man right side. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They'll throw it. Catch is made in close. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right, when the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because you throw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that.
From the red zone now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now it'll be 2nd and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical.
And that'll chip away some of this near the end. It's caught for a touchdown. The Lions putting up points in a game decided. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate. And I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
The Lions offense looks like they're staying out there. We got a 2-point try coming up. And the pass succeeds. A little momentum builder as they try to dig into this deficit. Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How do they lose him? How do they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play. It's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that 1st down, and he went and got it.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Oh, look at this. He's set up to throw. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers, or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
So put this in the win column for the Raiders. And with this being their 5th consecutive victory, Brock, it's easy to argue they've been the best team in football over the last month. So for Brock Huard and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.